Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about the topic food security and nutrition. That is, food security is a measure of the availability of food and individuals' ability to access it. The process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth. And now let's we see what are the objectives have in this lesson. To study about the meaning and definition of food security and to know about the availability and access to food grains, to understand about the purchasing power and agricultural policy, to gain knowledge about the multidimensional nature of poverty, and also study about nutrition and health status and policies in Tamil Nadu. Let's see the introduction of in this lesson. Food is defined as any substance that people eat and drink to maintain life and growth. Food security could denote a person's ability to enough stay active and lead a healthy life. That means it includes both physical and economic access to food and the state of having reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable nutritious food. What is nutrition? The food that you eat and the way it's affect your health, that is nutrition. Now we see the topic is food security. This is a definition which gives by the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization. Let's see the definitions. Food security exists when all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food which meets the dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. This definition highlights the needs for a food to be nutritious. In addition, there are certain other aspects also included in this definition. And another one is, according to agricultural scientist Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, gives a definition. Let's see. Physical, economic, and social access to be a balanced diet, safe drinking water, environmental hygiene, primary health care, and primary education. Sufficient means enough. Environmental hygienic, that is a vital part of good infection prevention and control. Now we are going to see about the topic is basic components of food and nutrition security. There are three basic components: availability of food, access to food, and absorption. Availability of food, it is defined as sufficient quantity of food, and also physical availability of food stocks in desired quantities, which is a function of domestic production, changes in stocks and imports. And another one is access to food. It is primarily a matter of purchasing power and is therefore closely linked with the capability and employment opportunity to earn. And at last one is absorption. Absorption of food is the ability to biologically utilize the food consumed. Now we see availability and access to food grains. Thus, food security for people in a country is not only depend on the quantum of food available. Quantum means measure, but also on the ability of people to purchase, access food and to stay in appropriate healthy environment. Food security of people is also related to a country's overall development process. After an initial focus on agriculture, industrialization was given priority. The available foreign exchange reserve could not permit open market purchases and import of grains. A growing country with a massive population was perceived to be an potential candidates for revolution. So, the availability of food grains is given by domestic production, net of food, seeds and wastages per net imports plus draw of stocks. Food production is the base for food security, using food grains as a proxy for food. That is reasonable enough in a context where food grains account for a large share of food intake. Now we see the topic is high yielding varieties. This program was implemented in select districts where irrigation was assured. The result were promising and the program was extended to cover a large number of districts. Increased food grain productions was made possible by an increased area cultivated with high yielding variety of rice and wheat, as also an increase in the yield of these major cereal crops. The food situation has steadily improved over a period of 65 years. High yielding variety. It is a process of agricultural crops are usually categorized by a combination of the following traits in a contrast to the conventional varieties, that is, higher quality and quantity of crops can be produced, because the reason is population is increased. A growing country with a massive population was perceived to a potential candidate for revolution. This is a green revolution was born in the country, paving way for self-sufficiency in food grain production. So, some of the organization like Ford Foundation in the country by producing high yielding varieties. Now we see the topic is minimum support price. Minimum support price is a price fixed by an expert group for a particular crop by considering various costs involved in the cultivation of that crop. The farmers are free to sell in the open market if they get a better price for their crop produce. That means the minimum support price is an agricultural product. The price which is set by a government of India to purchase directly from the farmer. For example, the rapid increase in the food grain production was accompanied by appropriate technology interventions in dairy products, poultry and some other fisheries sectors also. In India could not succeed in attain self-sufficiency in the production of pulses and oil seed. And now let's see public distribution system, which means according to Indian food security system was established by the government of India under the minimum distribution system, and it has been the government sponsored chain of shops entrusted with the work of distributing basic food and non-food commodities to the needy section of the society at very cheap. While Tamil Nadu has adopted an universal public distribution system, the rest of the state in India had a targeted public distribution system. Both the union and the state governments subsidies the supplies distributed through public distribution system. Subsidies means to keep the cost of a service low. And now we see the topic is National Food Security Act in Tamil Nadu. On 1st November 2016, National Food Security Act was implemented in Tamil Nadu after holding out for 3 years. Tamil Nadu continues to have the universal system of public distribution and supplies rice at a free of cost to all the cardholders through this system. Now we see the topic is role of consumer cooperatives in food security. Consumer cooperative is most important part of society because consumer cooperatives play an important role in the supply of quality goods at responsible rates to common people. Because the society which are run by local peoples who are democratically elected by the people, these cooperation provide the people the basic necessity like some of the food grains and also milk, vegetables, etc. at a reasonable price which is given by the supply of quality goods. This scheme is playing an important role in food security in India. Now we see the topic is buffer stock. What is buffer stock? Which means a reserve of a commodity that can be used to offset price fluctuations. Fluctuation means irregular rising and falling in amount. Let's see. Buffer stock is the stock of food grains, namely wheat and rice, which is produced by the government through the Food Corporation of India. The minimum support price is declared by the government every year before the sowing season to provide incentive to farmer for raising the production of these crops. Sowing season means process of planting, which is provide incentive. Incentive means some of the encouraging things which is given by the farmers for raising the production of these crops. So these are the buffer stock, which is reserve commodity, that is wheat and rice. Let's see purchasing power. Purchasing power is the amount of goods and services that can be purchased with a unit of currency. It is called purchasing power. Purchasing power is the value of currency expressed in terms of amounts of goods or services that one unit of money can buy. Price increases, purchasing power declines, and vice versa. Let's see what are the factors affecting purchasing power. First one, overpopulation. The population growth rate in India is high as 1.7 per thousand. Large population leads to increasing demand, but supply was not equal to demand. So the normal price level will be going on higher. So it affects purchasing power, especially in rural population. Second one is increasing price of essential goods. Increasing price of essential goods, it means lack of logistic for shortage of goods. For example, in this lockdown, the prices of several essential commodities, including pulses and tamarind, have shot up. Traders said the reason for increasing was a shortage in supply of goods due to the lack of proper logistics. This is the increasing price of essential goods. Even though there has been a constant growth in GDP. GDP means gross domestic product, and growth opportunity in the Indian economy. There have been steady increasing the price of essential goods. The continuous rise in the prices erodes to purchasing power and adversely affect the poor people. And the third one is demand for goods. So the economists use the term demand to refer to the amount of some goods or services consumers are willing to able to purchase to each price. So a rise in price of goods or services almost always decreases the quantity demanded of that goods or services. This is called demand for goods. When demand for goods increase, the price of goods increase, then the purchasing power is affected. And the fourth one is price of goods affect the value of currency. When the price increasing, the purchasing power decreases, and finally the value of currency decreases. The fifth one is production and supply of goods. The production and the supply of goods decline, the price of goods increases, then the purchasing power is affected. Production means producing the goods, growing of something, especially in large quantities. So the production of supply of goods decline, the price of goods increases, then the purchasing power is affected. And the last one is poverty and inequality. There exists a huge economic disparity in Indian economy. The proportion of income and assets owned by top 10% of Indians goes on increasing. This has led to an increase in the poverty level in the society. Generally, purchasing power is affected by poverty and unequal distribution of wealth also. And now we see the topic is agricultural policy in India. The new agricultural policy based on export of agricultural goods was announced by the central government in 2018. This policy states that the government has decided to remove export restrictions on most organic and processed agricultural products. Agricultural policy of a country is mostly designed by the government for raising agricultural production and productivity, and also for raising the level of income and standard of living for farmers within a definite time frame. This policy is formulated for all-round and comprehensive development of the agricultural sector. And Some of the important objectives of Indian agricultural policy. Let's see what are the objectives. Raising the productivity of inputs. That means productivity describes various measures of the efficiency of production. This is one of the most important objectives of India's agricultural policy is to improve the productivity of inputs. So purchased like high yielding variety seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, irrigation projects, etc. And the next one is rising value added per hectare. Another important objective of country's agricultural policy is to increase per hectare value added by raising the productivity of agriculture in general and productivity of small and marginal holding in particular, and protecting the interest of poor farmer. Agricultural policy is proposed to protect the interest of poor and marginal farmers by abolishing intermediaries through land reforms, expanding institutional credit support to poor farmers, etc. And modernizing agricultural sector. Here the policy support includes the introduction of modern technology in agricultural operations and application of improved agricultural inputs like yielding variety seeds and fertilizers, etc. And environmental degradation. It is the deterioration of the environment through depletion of resources such as air, water and soil. Agriculture policy of India has set another objectives to check environmental degradation of natural base of Indian agriculture. And last one is removing bureaucratic obstacles. This policy has set another objectives to remove bureaucratic obstacles on the farmers' cooperative society. The policy has set another objectives. It is a cooperative society and a self-help institution so that they can work independently. And now we see the topic is multidimensional nature of poverty. It means the various deprivation experienced by poor people in their daily lives, such as poor health, lack of education, inadequate living standards, disempowerment of poor quality, the threat of violence, and living in areas that are environmentally hazardous, and among others. So, the multidimensional poverty index was launched by the United Nations Development Programme and the Oxford Poverty Human Development Initiative in 2010. The multidimensional poverty is made up of several factors that constitute poor people's experience of deprivations such as health, education, living standards, income, disempowerment, quality of work, and threat from violence. And now we see the Multidimensional Poverty Index 2018 report in Tamil Nadu. In 2018, the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, it provides a headline estimation of poverty and its composition for 104 countries across the world. So the contribution of deprivation to all poverty in education, health and living standard in India in 21.8%. So, the district in Tamil Nadu are classified into three categories. Let's see what are the categories. High poverty district, more than 40%. Moderate poor district, 30% to 40%. Low level poverty district, below 30%. Government of India is implementing many policies and programs to eradicate poverty. Overall, the last decades, the Tamil Nadu has made a significant process in poverty reduction. These are the categories. Some of the district which is classified into multidimensional poverty index in Tamil Nadu. So, the poverty has declined steadily in both the rural and urban areas of Tamil Nadu, and the state has a smaller share of India's poor relative to its population. So, the government of India is implementing many policies and programs to eradicate the poverty peoples. These policies and programs, if continued, will completely eradicate the poverty in the state. In future, Tamil Nadu can become a model of development in India. Let's see nutrition and health status in Tamil Nadu. Nutrition plays a crucial role in human health and well-being. So, nutrition plays an important role in human health and well-being. A large number of Indian children are stunted. So, a substantial number of Indian children and women are underweighted, anemic, and suffer from micronutrition deficiency. So, the government has been some important programs are eradicated. Let's see what are the programs. Nutrition scheme and programs like Integrated Child Development Service, Midday Meal, Reproductive and Child Health Programs, and National Rural Health Mission. However, an effective scaling up of these effects is required to mitigate the incidence of undernutrition in the country. So, the Tamil Nadu has played an important role in bringing about some of the changes in the health and nutrition status of children and also anemic women. So, the government of Tamil Nadu successive budget for nutrition and health are the highest in the country. Not only in Tamil Nadu, also included other states in the country have modeled their noon meal programs along the lines of Tamil Nadu in the highest country. In our country, 90% of children below the age of 2 years struggle to get adequate nutrition. According to the National Family Health Survey, that is 2015 to 16, 9 out of 10 children in the 6 to 23 months age group are deprived of adequate diet in the country. So the government of Tamil Nadu's policies for a malnutrition-free Tamil Nadu guides the state a long-term multi-sectoral strategy for eliminating malnutrition. The goal is reducing human malnutrition of all types of level of best performance in countries. Health status in Tamil Nadu. Let's see. The Tamil Nadu model of public health is renowned for its success in providing quality health service at an affordable cost, especially to the rural people. The Tamil Nadu is only state with a distinctive public health code in the district level and also the first state to enact a Public Health Act in 1939. The Tamil Nadu is better organized than most other states in public health and infrastructure and also in managing public health threats. It was also the first state to enact a Public Health Act in 1939. So the government of India launched an initiative to expand the number of primary health centers and also subcenters in the country in the late 1980s. The government of Tamil Nadu committed itself to this initiative and expanded its rural health infrastructure with rigorous pace. So the government of Tamil Nadu's successive budget outlay for nutrition and health are the highest in the country. The government of Tamil Nadu policy for a malnutrition free Tamil Nadu's guides other states in the country have modeled their noon meal programs along their lines of Tamil Nadu pioneering efforts. In this session, we have learnt about the three basic components of food and nutrition security. There are availability, access and absorption. And also learn about the green revolution for self-sufficiency in food grain production, and we have learned about the National Food Security Act was passed by the Indian Parliament in 2013, and we understand new agricultural policy based on export agricultural goods was announced by the central government in 2018, and also learn about health has an important role in human resources development. Thank you, students.